Hello. I would like to welcome everyone who has connected to the webinar of the Perfect Procurement Organization. We will be together. I will also talk to my colleagues. This is Carolina, client service, head of client service. She's the closest one to the clients. And this is Inga, the head of the planning department. She worked half a year with the labels and the creation of the calculator for the label price. With this team, during an hour, we will try to answer the question how how automation of technology can help the supply and procurement specialists to work their everyday jobs. This is the webinar. First, we'll talk to Carolina. Carolina, please. Carolina will tell us the difference between the electric data interchange and the self-service and how it can help to improve everything. And Inga will share with us for 20 minutes regarding the calculator of the label price. What good will this calculator bring to you, our clients? And the other 20 minutes will be intended to answer your questions. During all of the seminar, you can answer questions. You can actually ask questions. And we will try to answer all of them. But in case we will not be able to answer all of them during our webinar, we will answer by email later. We will also share the recording of this webinar. It's recorded, and let's start. Carolina, please. First questions. Can you tell us shortly what's that electronic data interchange system and what is the self-service system? First of all, we'll talk about the terminology. The electronic data interchange EDI. In the business environment, we usually meet the EDI term. That's why I'll use it, the international term. So the EDI is a technology that allows business to interchange commercial documents using standardized, protocolized messages. That's why a person in the business management system creates a document and sends it to the EDI operator. It changes the format and the structure we acceptable, and we save time because we do not need to re-record the document. And the specialists can actually use and invest their time and their efforts into something that brings more value to the table. Various commercial documents can be interchanged with the electronic data interchange system. It can be invoices, can be orders, maybe waybills. The volume of the commercial documents can be, the scope can be very wide, and it is dependent on the possibility to harmonize our systems. So we can use this EDI system two ways, either through a portal or to connect directly with the business system or the accounting system of your company. Self-service is a different concept, different tool. It's related with our internal process management system, and in self-service we can actually perform all of the actions that are usually being done via email or mobile phone, sending orders, receiving related documents, watching the remainders of our stock, receiving invoices. This is a total analogy to our everyday day-to-day work. And using these tools, we can actually make the everyday, the day-to-day work more efficient. So what I've heard, the self-service is our internal service. To repeat orders, to work with orders, and the EDI is a system when the client actually sees all of our general documents that we have with us in their system. So what system should I use? Me or my business? You need to specify the situation. For example, if the person doesn't have his internal system and usually creates orders via Excel and sends them by email, self-service will be a great help to such a person. So what you need to do is just to save the connection data in your browser tab, and that environment, that business environment, is ready and accessible. That's easy. And if the person who is in the procurement uses his own accounting system, business management system, then it's probably better to think about the EDI system integration and to automatize the interchange of documents, because that will throw out the unneeded duplication of works in the self-service system. Why is it easier to organize procurement and buying with these tools? Good question. We'll try to answer that today and here. Well, first of all, you don't need to rewrite documents and send emails. That's easy. The procurement specialist just chooses what he wants, or he or she wants to order, forms an order, and then sends it by email. It comes to our email, to our client service specialists, and then this information is rewritten and then again sent to our production. This whole trip, this whole journey is quite long and tiresome. And we try to communicate fast. We want to relate replies fast to our clients, and we're actually thankful to our clients because they're also fast. But the self-service allows us allows us to see all of our production in the wide scope, and we can just take orders and put them in a carriage, just an e-shop. And it's very comfortable that we can actually access all of the technical information of the orders. We see the retrospective of purchases, and taking that information into account, we can also provide a task to our production line. And then that order is automatically being sent to the production. The same is with the EDI, the efficiency principle remains. And if a procurement specialist forms an order in a system, it automatically being transferred to the business management system at Aurica. And there's no rewriting, resending of information. We can immediately initiate all of these actions and send it for planning and approval. And we can faster carry on with the implementation of the order. And for example, the self-service portal, the client can see the status of his order, can see the process of how it's being implemented. You don't need to watch to wait for some special document to being sent. If we sends some orders to the productions, there's an automatically an automatic way bill and an automatic invoices being sent there. And if we have the EDI, those invoices are then being sent automatically to the accountancy system of our client. So the less we send the documents over, the less the risk is of missing something or changing something in a suboptimal way. How do these tools easen the work for the team, the inside team of the company? Yes, we have it easier. We see everyday examples of that. We do not need to adjust to the working hours of the printing press, and we can access the information from many parts of the world, which is important right now in the modern world day, because a lot of companies have a hybrid model working. A lot of companies provide possibilities to work not from home and not from office. And this facilitates the access to the systems, and it's tremendously comfortable to work in such an environment. It's easier to organize teams then, because basically we all had situations. Well, sometimes colleagues go out to vacations, holidays, or some team member, for example, is sick. And the person who is then replacing that person who is sick, it's kind of hard for him to take over all of his jobs. But with this system, we can see all of his orders, all of the statuses of those orders, which facilitates help. And if we need to access which volumes will be needed or which volumes we need to order of, let's say, different items. All of these tasks become easier with the automation. What errors automation helps to eradicate?
Turbūt, kad ne mitas ir tų klaidų tikrai matom, kad visuose procesuose pasitelkiant automatizaciją įvyksta.
We see that many and various errors, the number of errors decrease with the installation of the automation. The rewriting of data and the human error factor. For example, if a person orders something, it's very easy for a person just to make an error and press 0 a number of times. For example, if you order something, 10,000 units of some product, and you just make an error and put one more 0, that's 100,000. That's a big problem. And probably you don't want to solve such problems, and you better direct your energy to somewhere where you can actually bring more value to the table. We all have a number of tasks which we have to complete. And for example, if a printing draft is not being approved, you need to panic, go into panic mode, and just do it all of the time. And you have to hurry. And sometimes, for example, if you need to hurry, some specialists may not perform their work regarding that draft in 1 or 2 days. But in self-service, we have the possibility to see the draft pictures. And it's very important and comfortable. You have notifications. That's why we don't have such a problem. We stay inside of our terms. A very human question. How much does it cost to use such tools, and how can one test them? Yeah, the prices is always a hot topic. Self-service costs nothing. We recommend everyone to test out the self-service. What you need to do is just to inform your client's service employee, and we will send the connection data to you. We can actually harmonize a time, agree on a time for a human live consultation, and we will teach and how to use the portal and save your time. If we're talking about the EDI, the electronic data interchange, we have a price there, but the specific price of the EDI would be probably set by the EDI supplier. The pricing is made while taking account the portfolio of the products, the amount of documents being sent per month from the client, and the principle is this. The price of each document being sent decreases with the amount of documents being sent, and thus, if the exchange of documents is quite large and active, the price becomes very, very nice looking. And please, if you have any questions to Carolina, please ask those questions in the chat. And now to you again. Probably we'll talk, not probably, but we are going to talk about the calculator, the price calculator. The first question is why? Why do we need that? That's a good question. Prior to creating the calculator, we thought of this. Why do we need it? What problems would it solve? We all understand that when we send a request, and then the client have to wait for the calculation, and this is what we would like to eliminate, that waiting process. So we thought of a process how to allow our clients to calculate the prices by themselves, and that's why we created that calculator. 24 hours per day, 7 days per week, 365 days per year, this tool is accessible, and you don't need a client service professional. Especially what Carolina said, this tool can also be accessed from all over the world. And the client can actually calculate the price by himself. And if he sees that, he or she sees that, for example, the price is not acceptable, or he would like to order a different size of a label, you can change. You can change the parameters. You don't need to wait for a day or two for the proposal to be sent to you. You can just change everything on the go. Do you understand correctly that currently we can only calculate for the digital print labels? Yes, we started with them because the largest of importance is speed. Digital print needs speed, and that's the largest issue there. Because usually the procurement specialist addresses the print house, and he has to wait, and we would like to eradicate that. And this calculator allows that procurement specialist to just go on the website and just calculate everything and assess how their budget is actually being delivered, what their budget can actually deliver. So what you're saying is that you can actually calculate and choose the best price. And that way, our mailboxes will not be a garbage bin with lots and lots of emails and offers. Yes, exactly. I wouldn't say trash bin, but yes, you can actually calculate and save whatever is important to you, whatever is actually suits you best. And if you do the old way, and if, for example, you order calculations by email, you get lots and lots of emails. That can be a mess. Can the situation even, for example, the order price is not aligned with the calculation price. Can such a situation take place? No. Our calculator is integrated in our business system. And what Carolina said, when a client would like to calculate something, he connects to the self-service ID, and he's being ID'd, he's being recognized as a client, and that's why we can identify our clients, and they will have the real price in the calculator. Is the ordering process somewhat different with the use of that tool? The order is regular. The client, an order is being presented, the client service specialist enters into the system, then a confirmation is being sent to the client. But we have a new service, production per 1 day. And then we have a priority, and the priority is the performance of order per 1 day. That in that case, speed is an issue, and we try to make everything as fast as possible. And for example, if you're using that calculator, you should do a draft drawing of the label, because we don't send it back to the client. The client must be sure of what he's sending. And that way we can actually perform the order in 1 day. An easy question. Do I need to be very, very smart to actually calculate the price? Or should I just be a little knowledgeable? A little bit. It's not rocket science. You just know the basics about the label. Since the calculator is created in a way so that the user who is using the calculator would be prohibited from some errors. For example, if I use thermopaper, the calculator will not allow me to use laminate printing. And there's lots of other on a film, for example. Basically, the calculator prevents you from making gross errors. So it was constructed in a way so that the person would need as less as possible of any specific knowledge. The calculator only uses is used only for the calculation of price. We only use it for the price. Basically, we don't need additional info. Last question. I know the calculator is a fresh tool, fresh measure of you and your team, and I cannot find it anywhere on our website. When will it be visible on the website, or how do I find it?
Rasti tai tikriausiai nėra sudėtinga.
It's probably not so hard to find it. You need to address the client service, and they will provide you with login details to our self-service system so that we can actually identify you as a client. That's why it's not public. You need to register as a self-service client. Thank you for your question. I don't have any more questions prepared. And I found out that we're really inside of our time limits. No, thank you. Let's see what our viewers actually ask of us. The first question is, I can see the name. I will second it. That's a little bit a hard one. The clients think that Auric actually transfers the order placement to the clients. What are the benefits? What benefits does it bring? Karolina, maybe you can answer this. Really, yeah. We thought about that thoughts like that can appear, but the practice shows that in the result, both parties of the business win. For example, the formation of order, the quantity, the delivery address, because basically sometimes the different labels go to different addresses. All of this information to be sent by email then, that requires time and effort. Then by logging into the self-service portal does not take more time. And we have tested that, by the way. But the performance, the time of the performance is actually shorter because we don't need to duplicate everything. Nobody needs to check emails on both ends of the transaction. Documents should not be sent through a chain of emails. If some sort of document is lost, you don't need to search for it. You just connect to the system and it's there, and you can download it if you need. All of the documents are there exactly at the time when you need that document. So all of that functionality allows us to say that it's a lot easier to do with the everyday, day-to-day tasks. And the work that we need to do is being done on our part, and the information that the client needs to provide is on the client's part. The main idea is that we all win due to the order being performed faster. I would also like to add, why do we need to calculate everything by ourselves? Well, first of all, you don't need to wait for order to be processed. And sometimes we receive emails that are not full, for example, and we need additional information. So basically, the calculator has a questionnaire with very clear questions, and nobody forgets any type of information. Thank you for the answers, colleagues. And that's not the last question. So Tom is questioning, how about data safety? If the systems are integrated for exchange of documents, how's the safety? Karolina? The data safety question is really important, especially now, specifically when we hear about the bad actors using the data in bad purposes. And if you're doing it through the integration or through the portal, there's no risk. No risk for data safety. Persons using the EDI do not have no direct integration through the systems of the client and Oracle. So a document which is created at the side of the client is being transferred to the by the EDI to the Oracle system, and then is being converted to the understandable system. So that's no direct exchange of data. So the risk of data leaking is really small. We work only with tested, time-tested, and proven EDI partners, so there's no need to be worried here. So we hope the answer was heard and was full. So Adomas asks, flex labels. Will you allow calculating flex etiquettes labels?
Produktas, gaminys, tai pradėjome nuo skaitmenos, kaip ir minėjau, kad ten labai svarbus greitis.
We started with digital print first because time is of an issue. Yeah, we're currently watching, looking at what clients need. Maybe sometimes they need some information, etc., etc. We are improving that measure, and then eventually we'll see if the need arises. We will consider flex calculator. Agnes asks, how many clients are using the system? That's probably the EDI and the self-service system. We're really happy that more and more clients actually are interested in automation possibilities. And a third of our documents is being transferred via the electronic interchange. Not maybe by electronic data interchange, but by automated channels, both through EDI and self-service. The amount is really great. The amount is increasing, and we can see that this topic is hot at the moment. Basically, that's why we're here talking about it right now today. And if we're speaking in numbers, if we have an average of 7,000 orders in a month, more than 2,000 of those ordered documents are being transferred by self-service or the EDI, which is great, and basically that number should convince all of the other clients to use it. And if there's a lot of orders like this, that means that's comfortable to use. Inga, can we order from the calculator or only calculate? Yes, you can order from the calculator. You can calculate everything, see the proper variant, the proper pricing variant, and you can order afterwards. When ordering, you should provide additional information on this pin direction, on the and a draft in PDF and mark which printing to order. You should also probably say what type of sleeve or bushing should be used. And currently we don't have any questions at the moment, but if you would have any questions to us, please send notes, commentaries, topics that you would like to hear about, please send it to our email. And the colleagues, the viewers, colleagues, thank you for the answers. Colleagues, thank you for the answers, and the people who actually watch this webinar, thank you for your questions. It was recorded, and you will receive a link, a video link, to the recording of this seminar afterwards. And one more happy topic is that we are in the top 30 sustainable companies in Lithuania. We were evaluated, assessed, And we've been noticed that sustainability is important to us. And I'm really happy about that. And one more thing. If you're interested in what automation process were involved, with which automation process we actually work, you will find all of the information in the for the clients or the clients area on our website. The seminar was really quick, and you were really quick and to fully answer the questions. And that would be it today. Until we meet again, and we wish you a summer that you would not be only thinking about work.